Yo guys, what's going on? It's King from our executive, and today I'm working on this piece that I've been redoing, reconstructing some of the pieces on this. As you can see on the right side, I have a dolphin up here. I mentioned that in my previous video that I was going to, at first I was going to make a seal, but I decided to change that up and do a dolphin instead. I wanted to show you guys some of the pieces that I have that I took off of there. Where the dolphin is, that is the piece that I had up there. I know his mouth is kind of really, it's like animated. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I did his mouth like that. But he was sitting up on the side here. And same position, his body kind of lapped off went off the side of the canvas there. Down at the base, again, that's going to be an octopus. I've got the tentacles coming around the octopus. Um, I don't know what I was shooting for when I did this stuff. That's the piece that was originally there. That was there, and I don't know, I was going for, I guess, some wild deep sea thing. And then from the top part here up to where the fish is, I did a big piece of coral sticking out. So that just went from the top here, top area, right to the top of the canvas. And as you see, it's foam. That's all foam. So yeah, I was going to town on that. I don't know what I was really trying to do, but that's what I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this piece here, start on this, and have you guys follow along if you'd like. So let's see. I wanted to do brown up in this area, but I'm uh, I'm thinking about changing my mind on that because of the fact that I have a lot of brown in the turtle here, and I don't want it to kind of like blend into one another. So I'm going to actually do these areas. I'm going to do them a little darker simply because I uh, I want to have the sunlight shining in this way. So I'll have, sunlight beaming into the ocean from that area there. So I'll do this instead. I'm going to start on that well back there in the back area. And that was a hammerhead shark. I didn't like that one either. So I wanted to redo all that. And what I'll do is I'll come back in again with another color on that. Okay. And I got to work with this rock as well. I don't know if I'll do that today, but all three of these, this one, that one, and that will be the same color. Or I may just make that different because, again, as I said in the past, when I showed the first video, this one's off in a distant more than these two here. These are closer up front towards us. So that's off in the distance there. So I may do that a different color, kind of give it that way out there look. So it's, you still see it out there, but it's like it's out there. You got to really swim out there to get to it. I think what I'm going to do with this fish, I'm probably going to start with blue, and then just give him like a bunch of colors. So I thought about doing purple. I don't know, blue or purple. I should have gone live to get some opinions and see what you guys think. Yeah, because I'm undecided on this. Do I do him blue or do I do purple? Yeah, I just washed it out, but that's all right because it's going to be a dark color anyway. Let's see. Wow. Wow. Guys, I may go with purple because I'm looking at it. I mean, I got a lot of blue. Ooh, I'm knocking the camera. Got a lot of blue, and he's blue as well. So I may just go ahead and do purple. Let me see where my purple is. And what I'll probably do is I'll start under the belly, under the face there, do the dark blue that I have here, and then just start to make it lighter at the top, and then I'll just go ahead and do like he'll have different colors and things on them. So I still have this fish back here behind him. I see part of the tail I need to get rid of. Actually, no, no, that'll be fine because I forgot I have this boat here. I gave it that 3D look, so the boat itself, you can feel the rough edges of the boat here. Once I remove this tape, then you'll see the top of the boat go straight across, and then I've got that rough edge there. And I thought about putting coral or something on that, make it look old. It's been sitting at the bottom of the sea for years. I really don't know why I do seascapes. I really can't explain it. Just something that I continue to do, and I don't know. It's like it's fun to paint. Huh? Wow. You know what, guys? It just hit me. I forgot to put the other fin here. That was going to be 3D, but you know what? As Bob Ross said, there's no such things as accidents, just happy accidents. It's okay, because once this dries, I can still go in and make room to put the fin there. I thought he looked a little strange. I'm like, this fish is a little too easy to paint. So, yeah, that's all right. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. We'll make it happen. Let's see. One thing on here that I really like a lot is the shark. That shark took me a while to make. Well, I was in no rush to make it. I'll say that. Let me start with that. The shark. I'm gonna say. Make sure my hands are clean here. So, from here, where you see my finger is, from here on up, that's the 3D part. So I remember making this thing, and I kept adding more paper to it and glue, and I kept repeating the process, the water paper process, and more glue, and I would sand it down and then apply more and then sand it down and then do it again and sand it down until it got to the point where it was nice and smooth. It was smooth. Now I put some dents in there. You know, he's been through a couple battles, so I had to have his war battle scars in there. He's had a rough time with other sharks, maybe bigger creatures. I don't know, fighting a whale or something. Who knows? And like I've said before in previous videos, this is something that I just picked up on my own. Started doing 3D stuff. It wasn't something that when I was going to art school they were showing us how to do 3D art. But yeah, it's just something I kind of picked up on my own and stuck with. What do you guys think? Huh? So my plan is, again, the bottom of the fish is going to be dark. So I'm going to have the sunlight beaming in and have the light kind of bouncing off the top of his where his fin will be up top that I'm going to put up there as well. So the light will be reflecting off the top of his body there. So there's a particular glue that I like to use. I don't know if I can mention it on here, but I'm kind of hurt simply because I found out that it's discontinued, and it is a glue that I use for most of my art pieces. So now I got to shop around for some more glue. This, I mean, it really works good for these pieces. It bonds pretty well to my to the pieces that I make. So when I found out, I believe yesterday, a day before, I found out that the pieces are discontinued. I mean, the glue rather is discontinued, and I don't know. I was feeling some type of way, like a relationship you don't want to let go of. How could you leave me? Why are you doing that? All right, all right. Uh, it's unfortunate that most of my good brushes I still have sitting in storage. When I moved and I came here, I left a lot of my stuff in storage. So my good paintbrushes and wide paintbrushes are still sitting in storage. So I gotta make do with what I have. Yeah, I have to go through and do another fin for him because I don't know. I don't know how I forgot that. I did say in another video, a couple videos ago, that I would try to. I apologize for this, guys. I said I would try to just work on one piece at a time, but I'm back at it again, doing like 2 or 3 pieces. You know, I did something yesterday. Worked on a piece that it still needed some work done, and it was 2 fish on a very small canvas, and it was like a saltwater fish and another fish over top of it, but the face looked too human-like to me, so I had to change that around. I wasn't really wasn't liking it, and after I did it yesterday, I'm still not liking it. So I may just go in, take the whole face off, and then redo. Just give it a brand new face. Just reconstruct plastic surgery on the fish. Give them a new face. So I may do that. I don't know yet. Not sure. Most likely I'll do that because that's sounds like the easiest route. The glue that I was using was like a puffy paint. It would puff up. So what I used to do, um, eye sockets, I would do a couple drops of glue and let it puff up, and that would form the eyes. That was like an easy way for me to get around making the eyeball. So I would put enough glue in there that it would puff up, and then I would go ahead and paint over that. So, you know, but again, since they stopped making this one particular glue that I use, you know, now I've got to go and make that by hand. I would say I don't mind making it by hand, but it takes time to do that. I'd rather just use the glue, drop a couple drops in there, and then go about my way, let it puff up. So, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this and then blend I'm going to blend that color into the purple. So you see the dark color there. I'm going to go ahead and blend that into that purple there. Yeah, I wish I had my other brushes, guys. It's okay, but I feel more comfortable using my other brushes. And I'll say this, if you're doing pieces that are like, you consider some of your good pieces, or you're going to paint something that's going to be one of your best pieces, don't go cheap on the brushes. I mean, it sounds great. You go out there and get a cheap brush, and then, they all just basically turn out to be like mess. So, the brushes at the end start to turn, and you can't really do a straight line because the end of it's turning. So trust me, when you're doing something that's going to be one of your better pieces, don't go cheap on it, guys. Get yourself a nice set of brushes. As an artist, you deserve that. Come on now. Can't cheat yourself. How are you gonna make perfection with bad brushes? See, right now, if I had my other brushes, I could blend this in better. But these brushes are, they're not really good brushes. Like I said, I need to go to storage and get my other brushes out of storage. And the thing was, like I said earlier, I ended up moving twice. So the first time I moved, I had all my brushes, and they were packed away, so I didn't unpack them. So what I did, I went out and bought brand new brushes, brand new paint. And then once I moved the second time, I'm loaded up now with all these brushes and paint. So, but unfortunately, like I said, it's sitting in my storage facility area. So, one thing that I do, guys, and I have to break myself out of this, is that sometimes I work without a reference. I'll kind of go willy nilly, and paint something, and without even having a reference. And many times I've come across mistakes, and I've done stuff wrong. So, I mean, it's good to be freestyling. I'm not saying not to, but at the same time, it's good to have something that you're referencing whatever it is you're painting. Look at other work before you start. Because, like I said, and I do that too when I'm drawing. I'll just go ahead and just like start drawing something, and half the time I don't know what I'm doing, and I'll just draw it, and then it turns out to be something that's like, wow, okay, that's nice. So, but yeah, gotta have something to reference that to. If you ever seen any of the Bob Ross things, I used to watch him years ago, and when he's standing there, if you ever watch any of his shows, when he's painting, he looks off to the right, and then he goes back to painting. He looks to the right again, goes back to the painting. If I'm correct, years ago, watching that one of his episodes, he talked about how he paints whatever it is he's painting. When you see him on TV, he's already done one painting and it's off to the right side. So when he's painting something, he looks over to see what he has to do next, and then he comes back. And then, of course, he's only got 30 minutes to paint it. So, he's got to hurry up and get it done in 30 minutes. But now, normally what I do, so I've already got black. Let me just see what I can do. Yeah, get a little black in his belly. And I know, guys, it still looks like mess now, but I'm going to have it looking a lot better than what it does now. As I mentioned before, I don't know if it was a recording I did yesterday. I'm going to foam on it. I still have foam all over this stuff. I think that was from the dolphin I was doing. I'm going to show you guys eventually how to repair these holes. That was a hole up here. I know you can't see it, but there's a way to repair that. And as I was mentioning about a young lady's video I was watching, and she went to some event. She took her paintings there, and what happened, I think she said that one of her paintings fell and it ripped along the side, bottom, or top, wherever it was. It was a nice size painting. Probably, it looked like it could have been the same size as this, but she ended up getting a rip on the top of it. So I wanted to show, and I'll eventually do a clip on that where you can actually repair that. You can go to the store and purchase a canvas. They should be able to discount you because it's damaged. If it's got a rip in it, purchase something that has. And I'm not talking like a big rip. If it has the inch, maybe half inch, maybe 2 inches at the most. You can. I'll show you I'll show you how I go through and I repair it so you can still use it. So up here, I repaired that hole. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I had the coral going up, and I took all that out of there. I closed that hole up there. There was another, actually, the other hole was down here, and I covered it up. But as you can see, I mean, you don't see a hole up there. If you can really look at that up there, I mean, you see the white. I went over it and spackled and sanded down, but you don't see the hole up there. And it's good. You can just go ahead and paint over it, and it should be good. I've done that with some of my work where I've done stuff and then I change my mind and taking stuff off of it, go over it, do what I need to do, and you can paint over it and not even know that there was a hole there, prior to me painting it. So, all right, guys, what I'm going to do now, I don't want to bore you guys with too much stuff here, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of this now. When I come back, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to start these rocks back here. So when I come back and show you guys where I'm at on this piece, because that may take a while. I want to put layers. So each indent here is going to be a stone sitting on top of each other. So it's going to be layered. So I have to go through and put the layers of rocks in there. And again, the sun will be shining in this way on the rocks, on the turtle, on the back of that shark there, on the fish here. This well is going to be off in the distance. So even though I'm painting it now, one of the things that I do is that when I do a seascape and I keep the stuff that's close to me, I don't really, I mean, I'll do detail, but things in the back, I will pat it with whatever the color of the ocean is. So if it's blue, I'll go through and I'll do like a light blue and pat all that down. So it gives it that way off in the distant look. It just gives it that like something's out there. You really can't tell what it is, but you know it's something out there. So I'll go through and do that. But for right now, that's just, to darken the well there. So, yeah, there's something there. I'll put that off in the distance. The dolphin here, I will continue to work on that, round up the head a little more, do the mouth and everything on that. And I really don't like stuff hanging off the edge like this. I really don't like it. But again, this piece is one of the first pieces that I started when I started doing 3D painting. When I started to take it serious, I should say. I was 3D painting before, just doing it for fun. But when I started taking it seriously, so yeah, this, I'm really not crazy about it, but it is what it is. So it's on there. I'm gonna work on this too, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do with that. Make that a rock, and I put the little indents in the rock, so that'll look a lot better than what it does now. And then I'll show you the process of what I put over top of it to support it and stiffen it up and everything. So guys, I hope you like this. I hope you enjoy, seeing what I do. Please feel free to follow along, comment, guys, subscribe. I would love it. And let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think about this piece. If you have any tips for something, please. Give me a comment, say something, let me know. So, all right, guys, I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed what I'm doing. Again, I'll get back to you on this piece and pick it up again where I left off. So, until next time, guys, be safe, continue painting. Peace.